Hello and welcome to another episode of X to Interact. Today we got your host, Gaff, which is me, along with Sam and Eric, and today's topic is going to be a smattering of conversations about The Legend of Zelda, an in memoriam for E3, and a sprinkling of Sonic murder mystery. Before we celebrate the death of in-person events, first I just want to quickly remind you all where you can find us. Rest in peace, Sonic. All you audio listeners can find our podcast on all your favorite podcast services like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, etc. Or you can just look us up on twitch.tv/xinteract or youtube.com/xinteract, where we post videos every week and you can see our faces. And of course, all this can be found on one concise page on podpage.com/xinteract. So with that, all that intro stuff out of the way, let's get into the topics, which is just a mishmash of a couple ones. So, first I guess we can all be excited about The Legend of Zelda, which is coming out this month. Tears of the Kingdom, and
not this month, next month.
Oh, sorry, next month. But we did get we finally got some actual in-depth gameplay of Tears of the Kingdom, featuring how do you guys say his name? Do you know?
No idea.
Eiji Aonuma.
There you go.
Well done,
you can
Eric.
thank the JRPG expert for the correct pronunciation on that. We got a good gameplay dive of Tears of the Kingdom. Kind of similar to, I remember how they did it many years ago for Breath of the Wild. They showed Link riding on Epona through that big meadow. High school memories. So what do you guys think of what we've seen so far?
It looked rad. I can't wait. I can't wait to just stick things to random other things and just whack the shit out of people. It looked really fun. Like that was like the main focus of it, was like the combination mechanics or whatever. I think that just adds another element of like environmental like experimentation. So I'm very much looking forward to that. I think the coolest thing though was that the arrows, it was like, instead of, because in Breath of the Wild you just had like different elemental arrows, and in this it's like, oh, you have normal arrows, but then you like add like I don't know what those bubble things are called. but they're like different elemental bubbles or whatever that you add to them, and that changes the element of the arrow. And you can do that like on the fly, which is pretty cool. And the aptly named Sky Islands was pretty funny. I don't know. It's like, they're islands in the sky. Yep, Sky Islands.
What else would you call them?
I don't know. I mean, it's a good point, but I'm excited. I'm excited.
Eric, what about you?
I think it looks pretty neat. Like Breath of the Wild, kind of revolutionized the open world genre, like about with how it proceeded with things, and you saw like games trying to like, I don't want to say copy off of them, but like you definitely saw like games inspired by Breath of the Wild.
Name one game. Name one game inspired by Breath of the Wild.
Immortals: Phoenix Rising.
Yeah, well, it's better than Breath of the Wild, so.
Elden Ring, of course, like a little bit of that, of course. Like those, I think like those two are like the biggest. Breath of the Wild and Elden Ring like are like the two biggest examples of recent time where they I don't want to say change up the formula, but like they're wildly different than other open world games where there's not really like, your map's not littered with quest markers and stuff like that. It's just like go out, explore, and find your own adventure, basically. Cody in the chat says Chia or whatever how you pronounce that game.
Yeah.
Tachia. I haven't played it, so I don't know. Is that game open world? I didn't even know it was, to be honest. Okay, cool. But yeah, like and now with all this crafting, and like the fusion and the ultra hand stuff, now they're just like basically redefining the genre yet again. Was like the crafting is like different. It's like not menu based like how you would see in other games. It looks like it's an evolution of the cooking mechanic in Breath of the Wild, where you really don't need to know the recipes. You can just throw shit together and you would like make something. And so that's what I kind of feel like is happening here now, where they want you to just throw shit together and see what you come up with, basically. And it was funny, like in the trailer, he like grabbed a stick and then put it with a pitchfork, and then he just made a fucking ultra long pitchfork. And I'm just like, that's some Sephiroth shit right there.
I literally said, now I can kill Sephiroth when we were watching that.
So and so like the memes of that online were just like so funny. Like I saw one where it was like the Futurama meme with Bender with I think it was like a stick and a shark attached to it or something, or a sword and a shark attached to it.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, yeah, that's definitely gonna be something we can probably do in Tears of the Kingdom. I'm like excited to see like what silly combinations we can make up of are.
I do have one complaint, is that there's a moment where one of the first combinations he makes is with a stick and like a boulder.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the rock becomes so much smaller when you like fuse it. I was like really hoping it would like just be the same size, like this colossal fucking So that was disappointing, but
So I have not played Breath of the Wild. I know, big shock. So I can't truly speak to how great it was. I just know from what everyone else says, and then I believe them. However, watching the reception from all this gameplay, the biggest talking points besides people geeking out about the fusing was how is this game, Tears of the Kingdom, going to distinguish itself from its predecessor, right? Is this going to be more the same? Is this going to be Ragnarok to God War 1, right? Is this going to be I don't know how much different was Forbidden West compared to Zero Dawn. I'm actually not sure.
I haven't played it, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Forbidden West was way better.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, well,
straight from the
I don't know about way better, but it was better.
So
world design was way better, I should say.
Is it going to happen again where even though this game is going to be pretty much the same as the first game, except with like a few like extra features, is that going to bring down the overall score on this game? Is it going to make people actually be more down on this game because it's not as new and shiny as they like, right?
Yeah, I'm confused. I'm like a little confused at whether the like mainland is gonna be like really any different. Like I know we got the Sky Islands, but I guess maybe those used to be part of the mainland, so then that changes the geography of the mainland. I don't know. It's confusing. I'm interested to see like how much different the mainland is from Breath of the Wild. Because if it's like if it's the same, then I don't know. It's not going to be that exciting.
It'd be like, what did they spend 5 or 6 years developing this game for then, right?
Although I guess
oh, sorry about that.
I guess like Spider-Man essentially, Spider-Man Miles Morales essentially like used the same like city, it's New York is New York, but they made it like different enough.
Plus, they only charged like what, 50 US for it.
Yeah, that was a cheaper game.
And this game is more expensive than the previous game.
$70. Remember that?
Yeah, but you got the Sky Islands, Gaff. Do you know how much Sky Island technology costs these days?
Oh, yeah, to make go vertical instead of just laterally. Oh, man. Next gen. Yeah, and it's still running on 2017 hardware, which felt like 2013 hardware.
Yeah.
I think the obvious thing for the $70 and like for how long this game was in development for is those fuse mechanics. I think obviously like took up a lot of play testing time to make sure nothing like breaks.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Like, I feel like that would take like a lot of play testing to make sure that all works. The Ultra Hand stuff as well, like where we didn't even really talk about that yet, where he built like a simple raft, like as we've seen in the trailers. You can make like some pretty complex looking stuff there. And shout out to the name Ultra Hand, because that's a neat little reference there if you guys don't know what that's a reference to. It's and it's basically like an old school Nintendo toy when they made toys. It's like a little I don't. It's like a little extendo hand kind of thing. It's basically like what I can show you a picture, but like
God.
That's meta, I guess.
yeah, but it's a pretty funny like little name that they did there.
Okay.
Yeah, hold on, let me pull up a picture right here.
Freaking Ultra Hand.
All
Yeah,
right, well that's not a great
that
picture.
raft he made was stupid too. Like why didn't he just leave it rectangular? Why do you have to like shift the one log? It made like that makes it so less. It makes it so less stable. Like less standing room. Made no sense to me. Gonna fall
Speaking
off
of the
the
raft,
back.
I did see some people thinking like, oh, is this extendo hand? What
That's the Ultra Hand, yeah.
Ultra
Okay.
hand?
Interesting.
Cool. People were saying so Link spent like all these minutes building this raft when instead they could have just been swimming across the water themselves and it'd probably take the same amount of time.
Well,
But
in
it
Breath of the
helped
Wild,
like
you can't swim
stamina.
that far. Yeah, your stamina
True.
depends on how
Okay.
far you can swim.
Yeah. And
All right. Well,
there's the weird. I don't know how I feel about the like phasing thing through like if you can phase straight up or whatever.
With the ascend,
Yeah, that was really weird because I don't know. That seems limiting. Like because it's only like straight up, which is interesting. And I don't know. I feel I'll have to play it to decide, obviously, but like I feel like it kind of takes away from the whole like stamina thing. Because now you can just kind of I feel like you're gonna be able to
well,
really cheese your way up some places that you shouldn't get to. I don't know.
well, you have to have a ceiling above you and a roof. So I mean, like
Yeah.
there are like limitations to it. So, but like at the same time, I don't feel like it'll really. I feel like it'll make climbing easier. If, like instead of just taking your time climbing, you can just go straight up. Um,
If there's a
and I
cave, yeah.
yeah, there's a cave, and like in the trailers, we've seen like I don't want to say like the rumors are not the rumors. The speculation is that there's gonna be like underground like features and stuff like that, like a whole underground system. We haven't seen that in any officially yet.
Oh
People
my
are just like
gosh.
saying this off the trailers and stuff like that, where we really haven't seen much yet. But like if there are really underground systems that we can use that for, that'd be like a nice use to like just immediately get to the surface and stuff like that.
There's gonna be sky islands and tunnels. That's just too much. Too
Cool.
much for one game.
as above, so below.
Oh,
I don't know what that saying means. Whatsoever.
isn't
Just
that
sounded
from?
appropriate.
What is that from?
It's a horror movie. What are you thinking of?
It's a horror movie.
Yeah.
Like that's just the name of a horror movie.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's a
really?
saying from somewhere.
What? What is it again? From
As above, comma, so below.
as above, so below. Oh my
Are we
gosh,
just gonna talk
yeah.
about movies now instead of E3?
Well, no, I want to. I feel like this is from a movie, but I guess it's
It's a
just
horror
the
movie
name.
about
I
the
guess it's just.
Parisian catacombs.
I guess it's just the name of a movie. Okay. Well,
Anyway,
Anyway, going back to Zelda real quick. We also really didn't talk about like the not ascend recall, where he basically just made the rock that fell off the sky go back up, and that's how he got up to the Sky Islands.
Oh yeah.
We saw that in one of the trailers before, where there was like a spiky ball rolling down towards Link. Then he used it and he sent it back up, hitting enemies.
Mm.
I mean, that's just simple. Basically, just rewinding time on an object is what it looked like.
mm-hmm.
We already talked about Ascend. We already talked about Fuse and Ultra Hand.
Now, do you think there's gonna be flying mounts?
I don't know about mounts, but you probably can build something. Like in the trailer, they showed Link making like a fucking
Oh,
hovercraft.
okay, yeah. I want to fly a bird though. That'd be
Like
dope.
saddle a bird and then
Yeah, or like a flying horse, a pegasi.
a Pegasus. Yeah, we're on the same
Pe-
wavelength.
Yeah, I just want a herd of pegasi. It'd be amazing.
Okay. Is that the plural of Pegasus?
I don't know, Pegasuses.
Okay.
Pegasus. Yeah, I would assume it's Pegasi, like
Probably.
octopi.
Pegasus sounds weird.
Yeah, it's just like octopi. It's not
I don't know if the ancient Greeks
octopuses.
thought of it.
Yeah.
Is that all you have to say about Tears of the Kingdom, guys?
I mean, I don't want to. It's just too early to tell, but like in the presentation, the game looked like it was running fairly well. Like there was no like frame dips or anything like that. When he was diving down from the sky back down to the surface, it was all seamless. There was like no loading screen or anything like that. It seemed all to look well, and like it's been like seven years, right? No, that's 7 years.
6 years.
6 years. Yeah,
6 years.
almost 6
Almost
years.
7 years.
Yeah,
Jesus
almost 7 years.
Yikes!
God,
All
Since
right.
the Switch release, and like
Same
Breath of the
old vanilla
Wild, like
Switch.
at some points could like chug, especially like in the Lost Forest, like that place
Yep.
like chugged hard.
Yep.
And like the people who like speed run that game or whatever, or even when you use like the motorcycle, like if you're going too fast, the game will like pause to like load in the assets and stuff like that. And so obviously like this is like footage that they selected, but it didn't seem like there was anything wrong, especially like when he started going fast down to the surface. So maybe it's gonna be better. But who knows? We'll have to see when that comes out and see how people break the game really.
Yeah. So first off, either Pegasi or Pegasus are acceptable. For the plural of Pegasus. But also, my problem being is that this game is coming out within like 2 weeks of Star Wars. It is coming out like 10 days before or after Redfall, which I'm still excited for.
Same here.
And a week after. I don't know if you guys have seen this game. Have you seen this Lego racing game?
I don't believe I have.
Lego 2K Drive.
Oh.
What a stupid name, by the way, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, but who gives a fuck? This game looks rad as hell. It's like Horizon if it was Lego, which just makes everything so much better. And there's like Mario Kart style races as well. Oh my god, it looks great. And you can build, obviously, you can build your own vehicles and shit like that. It looks incredible. There was a deep dive on it, I think on GameSpot or IGN or whatever. Yeah, that looks great. But yeah, so all these games are coming out. That's the point. It's gonna be really hard because like I want to devote
time to squeeze in Lego 2K Racing. You know, I don't think I'll.
Well, no. I'm saying just in general. All right, like all these games are coming out within like 3 weeks of each other, and it's just it's too much. It's too much.
This year has been like so packed with games. It's ridiculous. Like, I want to play Resident Evil 4, but like weren't you playing Metroid Prime before? Did you ever finish that?
No. The time I streamed it was the only time I played it so far.
Go back and fix that. Go back.
Listen, I've been busy, okay?
Yeah, I agree. There's been a lot of games.
Been playing Mass Effect again.
Of course.
Yeah, replaying Mass Effect with mods.
Never have I ever played Mass Effect more than 3 times.
Yeah. That would have been an easy one.
Listen, if you were looking at the chat last week, I was giving you freebies.
Yeah,
but
so many games, not enough money to play, not enough time to play. Or I do have money, but I'm just frugal.
Yeah, like Octopath 2 came out, and apparently that's getting like a lot of good reviews. And like I want to try that out.
Oh yeah.
See, the nice thing is Redfall is Game Pass, so I don't have to pay for that.
True.
Which is the closest one. Hi-Fi Rush was on Game Pass. Still the best game I've played this year.
Yeah, we opened the year with that, man.
Best new game I've played this year. Is it the only new game I've played this year? Yes. But that's besides the point. That's besides the point.
But yeah, like Resident Evil, I want to get to that. Just haven't gotten to that yet. Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection comes out like later this month. and then like literally like a couple days after that is Jedi Survivor, and I'm just like fuck. And then literally like a few weeks after that is Zelda, and then like a month later is fucking Final Fantasy 16. I'm just like, god damn.
And Diablo 4.
And Diablo 4. Hopefully it's on Game Pass. Probably not yet, but
Oh my god, dude. It's too much.
too much.
All right. Let's move
And then
on
Spider-Man
to
and Starfield this fall.
Spider
hopefully
Boy.
they stick to those dates. And it's only an alleged date for Spider-Man. It's not even.
Well,
Just,
they definitely said it's this fall.
They said fall, yeah.
Yeah,
they just
fall.
haven't
And
given-
then some voice actors said like November or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll see about that.
My prediction: Starfield gets delayed again.
It just works.
That's a safe. That's not a dangerous bet.
Oh man, if it gets delayed again,
I hope
can't wait
Starfield
for that
turns out all
reaction.
right.
It will be.
I want to.
Yeah,
I want
I do
to. I want to try it. I think I want it to be like the game that gets me into Bethesda RPGs, because like Fallout 4 and like Skyrim were all right, but like I never really finished them. And I kind of want Starfield to be like the one where I'm like, I want to put a lot of hours into it.
You should play Morrowind. Think you'll like it.
I don't know. Are
really
you playing
old.
Morrowind right now?
I mean, I started it, yeah. But you should play.
But anyway,
Morrowind. It's a good one.
Well, we'll see Starfield at Xbox's conference, which is now going to be a combined Xbox showcase and Starfield showcase. And it'll be at a time where
it was always going to be that way, wasn't it?
No, a lot of people. The rumor mill was that there's going to be a Starfield Direct like in March, which obviously didn't happen.
Oh, I thought you meant like that's changed since it was officially announced. Sorry.
No, wait, isn't it the Xbox Bethesda showcase, and then after that it's the dedicated Starfield Direct?
Yeah.
Isn't it on like the same day?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on the same day.
They're back to back. Yeah.
Yeah. So it might as well be the same. Same to me.
I mean, I guess, but like, didn't they do the same? They did the same thing last 2 months ago, where it was like the Xbox _Direct, and then they did the Elder Scrolls thing right after.
Direct.
Oh, the ESO, yeah. Well, ESO is very important.
People are just expecting Starfield to show up much earlier than just E3. Like, of course, we're going to see Starfield at E3. Why wouldn't we? Right?
We're not going to see anything. We're not going to see anything at E3.
No one's going to see anything at E3 anymore because E3 doesn't exist anymore, guys. So earlier this week, E3 they pulled the plug. It's all fucked. It's all gone. Because it all started with, I mean, the dominoes were falling a long time ago, but like Ubisoft pulled out, and then other companies started pulling out. So E3 has no one left to show, right? So I don't know if they died with dignity because it was pretty sad all the way through, but at least they ended on their own terms and they canceled it through their own words.
Yeah.
And like, what?
You say it's sad, right? But at the same time, it's also incredibly funny how it all went down.
It's like when you plan out to go out with your friends. One person bails, and then the friend of the friend bails, and then now it's like I don't want to go out anymore. I want to stay home.
It's
like, well,
yeah, but
hey,
you missed an important part at the beginning. It's like you're the only one that actually wanted to go out in the first place, and you were just trying to drag your friends with you, and then your friends bailed because they didn't want to go. Yeah, and then there's this other friend that is just stomping on your fucking grave.
It's a better party
on Twitter, and it's just like 2 seconds after.
God damn.
Jeff Keighley's a dick.
He worked hard for it though. It wasn't for a lack of effort.
No, yeah. It's hilarious.
We've talked about this we talked about this to death. E3, it's been dying for a long time. We all knew it. We all saw it coming. It wasn't a matter of if, but when, and it happened to be this year, 2023, 2 years after the last in-person E3. So rest in peace.
Don't worry, they'll be back next year.
Yeah, maybe it'll just be it'll refuse to die. It'll come back and then it'll pull the plug again, and then the cycle repeats.
I just loved how like Ubisoft was like, we're pulling out of E3, and then like 2 days later they announced Ubisoft Forward.
Well, no, it's even funnier because like a couple. I don't remember the exact timeline, but they said something about this. They said something like, "If E3 is happening, we're gonna be there."
Oh
And,
yeah.
and, that was a big lie right there.
No, it wasn't. E3's not happening.
Because they pulled out. Well, no. Probably you're right.
See,
Yeah.
just saying, E3's not happening, so
Mm.
they didn't lie.
I thought I can't remember the time, but I thought they pulled out before like before the confirmation of E3 being canceled.
They did.
Yeah, so that's what's funny because it looked like only Ubisoft was gonna be there, like no one else was confirmed to be there yet.
Does EA have an event yet announced?
No, I don't think so.
Fucking god
What do
damn
they have
it!
to announce?
I don't know.
Well,
they own a little freaking company called BioWare, but I guess nobody fucking
Oh,
cares
yeah, I
about them
forgot about that.
anymore.
Well, as soon as the Dragon Age people have something to announce, they'll announce it. But they're just locked in their dungeons, drawing concept art for the billionth time.
Yeah, now stealing the production or the other studio,
Keep trying.
because BioWare has multiple studios. The other studio, the studio that was working on the next Mass Effect, is now helping finish Dragon Age. That's a great sign. Loved that headline.
Okay. Yeah. Gives me similar vibes to Perfect Dark, how Crystal Dynamics has to, pitch in to help with them. Oh boy.
Oh, that's what happens when you make the first quadruple A video game.
They did not say it was a quadruple A game.
We go over this all the time.
Well, E3's gone. I don't know. What more can we say about this thing?
I don't know. I find it kind of sad, to be honest. I mean, like,
Stab it.
I know, like that the industry has changed. But, like, there's still like something magical about like the moments of E3 where it all happens within like this 3 to 5 day like segment.
Yeah, but we're still gonna
Where-
get that. We're still gonna get
Are you
that.
sure about that? Remember that one year where
No.
everything was like spread out across like 2 months?
But we already know Ubisoft, Xbox, and Jeff Keighley's thing are all within like a week, right? At least, or
June?
2 or something like
All in
that.
June?
Yeah. So
But,
we
like-
already have those 3 all close together. I've heard things about Sony, or read things about Sony doing something in like late May,
Jeff
early
Grubb's Game
June.
Mess.
So that'll be, yeah,
saying
that'll,
something about that.
it's all gonna be close together still. You know,
Jeff Keighley, he has like 1 or 2 bangers or spread out across like a 3-hour show. His showcases are always so long and there's so much fluff in them that I don't give a shit about.
yeah, his shows are quantity over quality for sure.
Yeah, he does
But
3 shows a year now. You got to remember that.
Yeah.
He has Summer Game Fest, Gamescom, and then Game Awards.
I will say the Game Awards this year were way better though than
Yeah, that's
last
They were.
year's. So he did improve that. Yeah, I don't know. It's all gonna be fine, Eric. They're all gonna be
Like-
still close enough together.
I
You
will
can-
say like the pros and cons of no E3 is that it allows smaller developers and smaller games to have their time to shine, because when you watch like the big Xbox or Sony conference, you're obviously only looking for the next Uncharted, God of War, Last of Us, Halo, Gears of War, etc. And then like some indie will flash by and it'll be like a footnote in someone's recap of the entire conference, if they even remember it, right?
Yeah.
So
You gotta remember, like, a lot of the deals happen like at E3 and stuff. Like, if I remember correctly, I could be wrong about this, but I think Kingdom Hearts actually was like came into fruition because like a meeting of like Disney and Square Enix, like at
Yeah, I remember that.
some event. I don't know if it was specifically E3, but it was some event.
Mm.
And then I think I could be wrong about this also, but like I think the same thing happened with Sora and Smash, where like Sakurai was like at some event. Someone from I think Disney came up to him about it. I gotta look into the details, but like I remember him saying something about that when like Sora got revealed for Smash. So like a lot of these deals like happen in like industry events, and so like
Mm.
E3 was like an industry event, and then once they opened it to the public, is like probably when the downfall started to happen, because that's when Sony pulled out, and so like That was only like how many years ago was that? That was like I don't remember like, but it's been a while now.
I feel like 2018 was their last one, maybe
Yeah,
2017,
it's like 6 years, 6 7 years. Like that's
maybe even.
already been a while already. So yeah,
R.I.P.
and
R.I.P.
like of course, like I think it's like every gamer's dream to like go to E3 at some point, and like I wanted to go to E3 at some point,
I'll
and
never get
like
to.
never get to now. Yeah.
Yeah.
The only time I've ever wanted to be at E3 was that Bethesda conference where they had that guy where they talked about Rage 2. He was like, "Are you ready to rage?" It's the
Oh
only time.
yeah,
It's
that
a-
band performance.
yeah, that's the only time I've ever wanted to be at E3 because that would have been hype. That would have been hype.
Uh, yeah, and I just remember that one E3 where fucking it was a Sony one where they announced like the Last Guardian, Shenmue 3, and Final Fantasy 7 remake, all three back to back, and like the crowd was just so hyped with that shit. That was like a magical moment. And then another one for me was when they announced Final Fantasy Versus 13 was gonna become Final Fantasy 15, and then literally right after they showed like the first trailer for Kingdom Hearts 3, and I was just losing my fucking mind that night. That was like I was like, "Holy shit, it's fucking happening." I mean, it took us a couple years to get the game, but like it was like
A
fucking
little more than a couple, but yeah.
wild. And I don't know, I just kind of feel like Summer Game Fest and like these individual conferences, like you'll get like some cool announcements here and there, but like you don't get like the back to back hype like
It doesn't feel any
back in
different. It just
E3.
feels like the regular news schedule that goes on throughout the year.
Exactly. Like I feel like the in person events, like you hear the audience going wild, and that's like that
Well,
adds to the hype, you know?
We'll never get another
you
Keanu Reeves, your breathtaking moment.
you also have to think like since the whole like COVID thing has really fucked things up too because like
Oh yeah.
there's a lot less like I don't know. It just I feel like at some point we got to get back on track, and then there will be more exciting shows. But
Yeah. And
we'll
not to
see.
mention like it's a lot cheaper just to make your own showcase than to go to E3 'cause like
Yeah.
Sure.
the ESA probably charges these companies like insane amounts of money to be on the floor, and they're just like, why did we pay so much money for this if we can just hold a 40-minute
events.
pre-recorded event?
Yep.
Yeah. It's
So
ironic because
yeah,
a
I
lot
don't
of the
know.
workers work from home.
E3, I don't know. I don't want to say it's like the final nail in the coffin, but like if nothing happens next year, then I'm thinking it's just done forever.
I think it's done. I think it's
I don't know.
copium to think otherwise.
I don't know. I'm hoping like they try again next year, but like
It'll
if it
be
doesn't happen,
sad.
it's done. It's done.
You really want to see them lose again? You really want to see them go through all that again?
Well,
It,
the weird
it
thing
ain't
is
about how
that
you hit
this
the mat. It's about how you
yeah,
get back up.
the weird thing is
E3, I can do this all day.
Gaff putting in this like weird quotes from movies and stuff like that this episode. But like ReedPop came in to like help the ESA, but like from I don't know what happened there because like apparently like PAX East at least this year was like pretty good. Like they sold out all the tickets by the end. Um and I'm wondering like if the ESA was just like too restrictive on ReedPop or if like I forget there was an article that said like ReedPop like they started like in this I want to say like December was like helping them out. So I wonder if there's like just wasn't enough time to plan the event properly as well. So I don't know. I don't know. I want to know like what happened there. Like what happened to that partnership that made all this thing go south. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you wonder like what makes PAX and GDC different, because those are obviously in-person events that happen every year.
Yeah.
Is it because
PAX definitely is more consumer focused, definitely more fan focused than like
yeah.
E3.
I'm guessing
E3
there's
is
more
definitely
fun
like
things to do at PAX than E3.
yeah, E3 is like, basically it's the industry event, that's what it was originally. And so I think it's just kind of hard to make that a thing in this day and age where you can just send out emails to the press and stuff like that. You don't have to go out to play demos anymore if you can just do it all online now. So
Yeah, it can be an email.
it's hard. And then GDC, I got no idea because I never really kept up on GDC.
So that is E3's final swan song.
We'll never talk about it again.
We promise.
Do, 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 do.
Speaking of murder and death, Sonic's dead. Sega, they announced.
They killed my hedgehog buddy.
So on April 1st, which is also known as April Fool's Day, a day where you just can't trust any piece of news coming out of anywhere, Sega announced a new Sonic game where I think they said they were taking Sonic back to its roots or something, or they
No, so like there
rediscovered
was a
Sonic's true
tweet.
purpose.
I don't know if it was the day before or like the day of. They were like, "Hey, we're taking Sonic into a new direction. Keep an eye out soon." And that new direction was 6 feet under.
I watched this trailer on Twitter. It's a minute long, and what is it? It's like a visual novel, like
yeah, it's a visual novel.
Danganronpa style murder mystery game, which is kind of cool. And they put in a lot of effort into what could have been just a simple April Fool's joke. Eric, I'm guessing you're loving this. You're just eating it up.
Yeah, so literally, like when they announced it, I was like, "This is the funniest thing for April Fool's Sega's done yet." And so it's available on Steam. Downloaded it on my Steam Deck. Was like, you know what? This is probably a good idea to stream this. So, with me being recently moved, I was like, "Fuck, I can't set it on my PC." Thankfully, it's compatible on Mac. Put it on my Mac. Streamed it for a bit. No VO, so I had to do all the voices myself. And let me tell you, that's fucking hard to do. Having to read everything on stream, oh my god, that's tough. But yeah, it's like a I played it for like an hour and a half. Turns out I could have played like another 30 minutes because like it's like a 2-hour long game. Um but yeah, it's like neat. It's like I'm not a visual novel kind of guy, but I played through the entire thing and I was like, this is neat. This is like a little neat short game for April Fools and like it was fun. Definitely really fun. Sonic gets fucking murdered, and that's what the internet wanted. The internet got their wish after this entire time. Sonic the Hedgehog is officially dead.
Yeah.
Because the Twitter account said yes, this is canon. So there you go. Sonic is fucking dead.
Oh.
May he join E3 in a deep grave. Never to come back.
But yeah, there are like some fun like Easter eggs and like little callbacks in that game. There was like a point where I was just laughing. Like there's like a poster in like one of the areas. You click it, and like I guess like little spoilers for like a 2-hour game, even though it's like a little.
Don't do it.
You can miss this. It's a little aside thing. You can probably miss it if you're just trying to mainline it. But like, you click on a picture of like a wanted poster of, they call it an Amo Chow, which is basically a robotic Chow, and Tails is all like, "Oh man, poor Amo Chow." And then your character is like, "What did he do?" And then Tails is like, "Medical malpractice." And I just fucking was like, "What the fuck?" I was just like fucking laughing out of nowhere. It was funny.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed Sonic.
I enjoyed the murder of Sonic. Yes.
Yeah. That about wraps it up for our just very spread out, diverse topic today. So we might as well just move on to Crossplay, where we talk about all the games we played in the last week. I have not played anything. This week was pretty packed. But I will say I watched something very video game related. I watched the Tetris movie. I don't know if either of you have.
You watched that?
Yeah.
You have Apple?
My girlfriend does. So that's my in.
Interesting.
I will say it was a good movie. Very fun movie. Super cool. It's 2 hours long, and for me it flew by. It just goes and goes and goes. There's like rarely a scene where that doesn't, where something isn't happening. Plot or action or character development. The music is so good. It pays so much respect and homage to the Tetris theme, and the other like pop songs that they pick fit the mood and vibe very well. Taron Egerton, fantastic. He is so into this role, super high energy. Um, and the
Underrated
cast surrounding
actor.
him.
He's so
Yeah,
good.
and the cast surrounding him are great. And in media, whenever they do a Russian character, I feel like they never actually pick Russian people. Um, the biggest like the big most egregious moment is like Chernobyl, where they just had everyone do they just pick British people instead of actual Russian people,
Mm.
which is a call. But I feel like they actually gave it a good effort this time around. It was cool.
Well,
Um,
isn't what's his face in this movie doing a Russian accent? The dude that plays Arnim Zola.
no, he's a Londoner. He's a regular British person in this movie.
Oh, he is? Okay.
Yeah,
I thought he was Russian. I'm like, this motherfucker's doing playing Germans, playing Russians.
he's talented. What else can I say? Yeah. So obviously, it's not a movie. Just it's not the Tetris game, the movie. It's a movie about how Tetris was brought over to the West and also onto Nintendo consoles. And obviously, it's in the trailer. But when they show up the Game Boy, like that is such a baller moment in the movie, man. Like they make this Game Boy look like the most advanced piece of tech in the entire world, which I guess for the time it really was. And they just hype it up so much, and it just makes you want to cry because everyone has so many good memories of the Game Boy. Um, and obviously they dramatize this movie from real life. It's based on a true story, but in here there's like a ton of like Cold War espionage stuff, car chases,
I was about to say like the trailer was like,
KGB.
wow, that was like this. I was like, does this really happen with
Yes.
Tetris? Is no,
Everybody knows the
That's so
Everybody knows the driving force behind the Cold War was the Tetris.
And it's funny because like the fall of the Soviet Union is like the backdrop to uh, this movie. It's really interesting. Like fucking Mikhail Gorbachev is a character in this movie. He is here, scar and all. It's crazy.
Fucking Taron Egerton's like, tear down this wall.
Bring down the Iron Curtain.
Bring down the L block.
And as well, if you're a coder, this game will have some nice like nerdy bits for you that you'll enjoy. Yeah, this game respects video game heritage so much and the legacy of Tetris. So if you care about games at all, you're gonna love this movie. It's got some flaws. Some you may not root for some. The movie wants you to root for some characters that you may not actually root for, depending on your views in real life. But like, it is not a boring movie at all. I loved it. Go give it a watch if you have Apple TV. All right, what have you guys been playing?
Well, I'll piggyback off your movie because I really haven't played anything besides Mass Effect.
Mass Effect.
Oh, I did play the new MLB game came out.
Oh right.
So I downloaded that. Game Pass. It's awesome that I don't have to pay for that game anymore.
You're welcome.
But thank you personally, Gaff. I know you put a lot
Yeah,
of
I
hard.
was gonna say.
I know you put a lot of hard work in getting that game on Game Pass. But no, I did this last week. Sam's movie update. I don't think I'm going to see anything today, but it'd be really last minute if I ended up going to the theater today. But last week I saw John Wick 4. And oh my god. It was so good. And it's like it's a long movie, but I didn't
3
feel
hours
it.
long.
It's like almost 3 hours long, but I did not feel it. I did not feel it at all. Oh my god, it's so because there's just action scene after action scene, so it's like super fast paced. The there's like every John Wick movie has like at least one or two scenes where it's just like, this is why we make this fucking movie. And oh my god, there's two, like, which are pretty. They're almost like back to back as well. Like the two of my the two best action scenes in the game in the movie are like almost back to back, and it's incredible. And there's just like there's another scene that's also like right after that, those two, where you're just laughing your ass off like the whole time because of what's being shown on screen, and you're like, what the fuck? Like, how do they do this? And then you had the director saying, "Oh, there's no reason there should be real guns on film sets." It's like, how the fuck did they pull this shit off without like real guns? It's incredible. Like everything. Man.
Are you saying like they sold like the recoil very well? Like did it?
Yeah, just I mean these all four of these movies just do such a good job with the action and like the gunplay. And even like in 3, one of my favorite, probably honestly, well, now my second favorite John Wick scene, because in 4 the one scene is probably my favorite. But in 3 there's like a knife fight scene that's even cool. So they like nail that. They just nail like every action. There's a lot of samurai swords in this one as well. Which there's in 3 at the end as well. Yeah, they just nail every type of weapon. And they just like, you can tell that they're just having so much fun, like experimenting with different types of weapons, like it's everything. I'm trying to think of a weapon that John Wick hasn't used to kill somebody. But yeah.
So now you speak a lot about action, but like, how does the character work?
So what is his name? Donnie Yen?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, he is in this movie.
Big Hong Kong actor.
Yeah. He is great. Actor. He's great. He is once again blind, beating the shit out of people with a stick. If that sounds familiar, it's because that's what he also does in Rogue One. But yeah, he's awesome. He's a villain. And I think he's a really compelling character. Probably the most compelling character in the series, I would say. I'm trying to think of
more than Alfie Allen.
Yes, more than Alfie Allen. And then you also have God, what's his name? Skarsgård.
Which one?
That's what I'm trying to think of. Which one it is? It's the
is
one
he
that played
Pennywise.
It's the one that played Pennywise.
Thor?
It's the one that played Pennywise. Thor, what?
Or what?
The doctor.
Oh, not the dad. No.
Selvig.
Yeah, not no. One of his kids.
Yeah,
the same one from Andor.
Yes, the same one from Andor.
Okay, cool. Because I watched those 3 episodes, and the first 3 episodes. Not gonna lie, I get it.
Wait, what?
Finally. Yeah, he's in Andor. What are you talking about?
Oh, Stellan Skarsgård. Oh, I thought you were saying the one from John Wick is in Andor. No, no, the one that plays Pennywise is in John Wick, and he's like,
oh, okay,
he's like the main villain, and he is. I think he's got a really like great presence. Like he's just there. He's kind of terrifying and scary and like intimidating. But like, yeah, I think the heart of the film is definitely lies with Donnie Yen and kind of his relationship to John. So yeah, I think 4 is far and away like the one that does the best character work. Well, maybe not far and away, because 2 is really good as well. But I think it's such a good movie. Just go see it, you know? Don't be afraid of the runtime. Just don't get a pop, you know?
I read somewhere that John Wick himself only has like a very low amount of dialogue in this movie. I don't know.
Oh, well, he never talks that much, you know. He's always very like
shoot first, ask questions later.
soft spoken, but he's also just like, I don't know, he's very methodical with the way he talks. Because that's the way Keanu talks, you know. It's very Keanu of him. But
come through.
But yeah, he you know, he's got one-liners, you know. He's not a big talker, but but John Wick has never been a big talker. But yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if this is the movie that he has the least dialogue in out of the three, even though it's the longest one. But yeah, he's just killing people, man. He's just killing lots and lots of people in lots and lots of really cool ways.
Cool.
And I honestly sat too close to the screen.
What?
And not because I sat in the front row, and you know, this is a new theater that since I moved, so I don't know what that's like.
Are there no seats?
The front. No. I always pick the front. I love the front generally.
Why?
But this theater, it was terrible. Not terrible, but not as great as other places. The front row of this theater is way too fucking close. And not just visually. I was actually fine visually, but like,
were your ears being blasted?
It was mostly audio. Sometimes when like someone was talking in a deep voice, it was really hard to make out exactly what they were saying.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah. Just because like I was so close to the screen, everything was kind of like coming at me. But man, I'd go see it again.
Hell yeah.
Maybe I'll go do that today. You know, who knows?
Maybe. All right, Eric, save us. Did you play any games this week?
The Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog. I mean, not really. Like,
well,
I mean, I played like a little bit of, like the day I moved in, I was like, okay, I'm bored. I don't want to move with stuff anymore right now. I'm tired. What can I play? Didn't have internet, so I'm like, all right, what can I play? Whipped at the Steam Deck. Played a little bit of Slay the Spire since I had that downloaded already. Pretty. I had that downloaded already. I think I talked about it like a while ago, but I never really dived back into it.
My roommate's been playing that.
It's pretty neat. Yeah, I mean, like I'm not really far in, but like now I'm getting like I'm understanding the mechanics more of that. Haven't picked it up again since I played it. Might be a game I just come back to every now and then, to be honest. But I played that, and then I played like 30 minutes of the Octopath 2 demo.
Nice.
The Octopath, I don't really have much time to like really give much details. It was mainly just like story and like a couple battles. That was really it. I want to try more of it. I don't know if I want to get it on Steam or on Switch though. The Steam Deck demo seemed to run pretty well, 60 frames a second and all that. So I might pick it up there, or maybe if when I had the time. I don't know if I actually have the time because a lot of other games are coming out, but maybe one day. You know what I mean?
You know what? You saying FPS just popped something in my brain. I am glad that I waited to play Tachia, because they just patched it to be 60 FPS at 1080, which somehow it wasn't that at launch.
It wasn't?
No.
That's weird.
Apparently it was 30 FPS at 1080, so.
All right.
But they patched that, so I'm glad I didn't get too far into it yet.
Okay. Yeah, like right now I just don't even have my console set up yet. Did I talk? I did talk about it. I think I picked up Stranger of Paradise a couple weeks ago. I think I talked about it for like $20 at Target. So yeah, there's that. They only had the PS4 version. So I put it into the PlayStation, download the PS5 version, and then use the PS4 disc as like the authentication or whatever. But every time I put the disc in, it's like, hey, it just slaps the PS4 version on the main menu. I'm just like, no, I don't want to play the PS4 version. Just leave the PS5 version there. Kind of a weird.
Gotta love that.
PlayStation does.
Yeah, it's annoying. It is annoying.
Yeah, I want to get back to that once I need like a new space to put my consoles in, like a new console. I guess I don't know like how we call it, like the little shelvings or whatever. Probably gonna go pick that up today because there was like one on clearance at Target, so I'm gonna go pick that up later.
Ayo.
Gotta build that out. But then yeah, and I should have like my consoles all set up afterwards after that. And then I also saw like Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope is on sale at Target too, and I'm like, I want to try that game
Oh.
out, but I don't know if I'll pick it up yet. It's $30. I'm just like, well, this month
Won't
alone is
even?
gonna be fucking busy.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know. Like what? Like like Star Wars. I think is like the main game I want to grab this month.
Yeah,
Like that's one
Yeah, I think
I have to grab.
I'll make
feel-
an effort too.
I think that's the only one on my radar for April, I believe.
Yeah. And like I mentioned it earlier, I want to grab Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection that comes out like middle of the month. I think like April 15th or something like that. I want to get a Switch physical copy of that because that one I feel like is going to play very nice on Switch. Those used to be Game Boy Advance games, and so I want it on Switch where it's just going to feel right at home, even though I can pick it up on Steam Deck or something like that. But Switch is probably the best version for that.
Oh shit. The Horizon Forbidden West DLC comes out on the 19th.
And see, and now I'm just like, do I get PlayStation Plus Extra to play Forbidden West? Because I haven't played that yet.
Is Forbidden West on PS Plus?
Yeah,
Oh,
extra.
shit. Then yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just like, do I think I want to? maybe it's finally time to play that. I don't know.
It's a good game. It just has a really bad ending.
Yeah, I heard, and I don't want to know it yet. I don't want to know what it is,
No,
but
yeah.
I heard about that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just got a bad ending. But like, other than that, it is better than Zero Dawn. I always fucking get them mixed up. It's
I
better
thought
than Zero Dawn in like every way. So
I thought that Zero Dawn was pretty good, but like it still felt like a generic kind of open world kind of game. I was like, this feels like an Ubisoft open world, but in the best way.
yeah, and like you still get that feeling in Forbidden West where it's like still like kind of checklisty and everything.
Yeah.
But I just think the world in Forbidden West is just like way more interesting.
Okay.
Like miles ahead of
Yeah.
Zero Dawn.
Because I enjoyed Zero Dawn. I got the platinum in it, and so like, I'll be down to play some more of that. You know, I didn't finish the DLC. I kind of feel like I don't need to at this point, anyways, as well.
Oh, the Zero Dawn DLC.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really not that important.
Yeah. I went to it after I beat the game, and so I'm just like, I don't feel like going back here.
I don't think it really has any implications on
Probably
West,
not. I think
I can't remember.
I think technically you're supposed to play it like timeline wise. It happens before the final battle, and so it doesn't really affect anything. I don't know how this DLC is going to be. I assume it's the same thing where it happens before the final battle. I'm not sure, but
yeah, who knows? I don't know.
Who knows? But yeah, I want to play Forbidden West so I can like see Lance Reddick and his voices.
Oh,
I just want to see like how
Right. That's a rest
I
in
did
peace.
there.
he was in
Yeah.
John Wick 4. He's in all the John Wick movies.
Yeah, I got to see John Wick as well, like all of them.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
That is one of my wish pickups for 4K Blu-ray. Yeah.
I got him. I got the trilogy. It's actually not that expensive.
I've seen it around in like at Target when I've been working over there.
I would like a Target, nice Target discount.
Started collecting my 4Ks.
I know what you mean. I had the same urge when I first got my TV. I want to gobble up all that physical media.
Yeah, exactly.
That high bit rate.
I just got the Goonies.
The Goonies.
My mom is buying me some for my birthday.
The Goonies, yeah, that's what you want to see in high fidelity.
Hell yeah, dude! I gotta see Samwise and Waymond.
Ooh, okay. John Wick 1 through 3,
4K.
20 bucks.
As children in 4K.
Might pick that up. $20 for the trilogy. You might pick that up. I don't know.
All right.
Unless if they're on like a streaming service like Paramount. If it's Paramount though, I'm not.
Nah,
start the Paramount.
Streaming's not the same, bro.
Yeah, streaming's not the same, dog.
Well, no, I don't need to stream. I don't need to get DVDs of everything. You know what I mean?
It needs to be crisp.
But I guess if you don't have an OLED, do you?
No.
Yeah. with like 4K.
Might have to change soon. We need a new TV in the living room. Is all I'm saying.
Ayo.
So I don't know if I got money for that right now.
Yeah, it's expensive.
Yeah.
All right. So that about covers it all. We barely
Crossplay
talked
was more about movies and games.
But hey, in 2 weeks we're gonna have a ton of Star Wars to talk about, and next week
God.
I'm gonna get to talk about the Mario movie, which is
I'm watching that this weekend, yeah.
So look forward to that.
I forgot about Mario. That's like in 3 days. Holy shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and watch it this weekend.
In 1 week's time, I'm gonna be telling you guys about how excited I am that Waluigi is being set up in the post-credit scene. I'm gonna lose my head.
Well, spoilers, man.
Who do you think's gonna voice Waluigi?
Chris Pratt's brother.
Yeah.
Well, no. It would be
no.
It'd have to be Charlie Day's brother.
Oh,
if it's Waluigi.
Oh, you're right. You're right. And then Wario can be Chris Hemsworth. There you go.
Yeah. Wahoo.
Yeah. Other Chris.
I want like, I think what?
And then Chris Evans can be somewhere else in there too.
Who's the guy in like Paddington?
I don't know.
I don't know. Hold
on. What's his name? Hugh Grant. as Waluigi. That's what I want.
Sure. Okay, enough of all that bullshit. So thank you for joining us on this week's episode of X Interact. Talked about a lot today. I hope you enjoyed it or just tolerated it. Either way works for us. Make sure to listen to all our stuff on all your favorite podcast services, or you can see us with your eyeballs on twitch.tv/xinteract or youtube.com/xinteract, where we post a ton of stuff all the time. And of course, all this can be found on podpage.com/xinteract. So until next week, see ya. I've been Gaff along with Sam and Eric.
John Wick is on Peacock, by the way. I don't know.